Hello and welcome to the Deep Dive. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Taylor. Hello, everyone.
We are so glad you could join us today.
You can really feel that energy in the air this time of year, can't you?
Oh, absolutely. It's that moment when you look at the calendar and you just think, okay, this year I want a fresh start.
Right. This year, I'm going to be better.
Exactly. But it's tricky. Let me ask you this. Have you ever decided to start a new good habit?
All the time.
Maybe you told yourself, okay, I'm going to stop buying coffee every morning and I'm going to save that money instead.
Yes, a very common goal.
But then, you're tired one morning and you just buy the coffee anyway and you feel like you failed, so you give up on the whole plan.
That happens to so many of us. We aim for this perfect start, and one tiny mistake makes us feel like the whole thing is ruined.
Right.
That feeling of wanting a clean slate is so powerful. But I think the real secret is learning how to talk about it and how to plan for those little mistakes.
And that is exactly our focus today. We're going to explore all the English vocabulary, the phrases, and the cultural details you need to talk about this change, from the old year to the new one.
Our mission is to give you a vocabulary toolkit. We'll talk about goals, why people eat certain foods for luck, and even some surprising celebrations from around the world.
So before we jump in, let's introduce a metaphor, an idea to keep in your mind.
Okay.
We like to think of the new year as a blank canvas.
A blank canvas. I like that. So imagine you're an artist,
Mm-hmm.
and you have this fresh, clean white piece of paper in front of you. The old year is done. That painting is finished.
And now you have 12 empty months ahead. You can draw, you can paint, you can create anything you want.
It's a clean slate where anything feels possible.
It really is. But to paint that picture, we need the right words. So let's get right into it. Section 1, your New Year vocabulary toolkit.
Okay, we have to start with the biggest word of all, the one you hear everywhere this time of year. Resolution.
A resolution. Yeah. And it's a bit more serious than just a regular goal, isn't it?
It really is. A resolution is like a formal promise you make to yourself for the new year.
To a commitment.
Exactly. It's a positive change you commit to. So instead of just saying, I want to be better, your resolution would be, I will read one book every single month.
That's so much more specific.
Right.
And with resolutions, you always hear two phrases that go with them. You either keep your resolution or you break your resolution.
That's the real challenge, isn't it? To keep your resolution means you were successful. You did what you promised.
And to break your resolution means, well, you failed. You stopped doing the good habit.
And sadly, most people do break them. But what's important, I think, is that you tried. The effort is the key.
It really is. I actually had a good example of this. My resolution last year was to learn how to play the guitar.
Oh, that's a great resolution. Very specific.
Well, I tried to make it specific. My goal was to learn 12 simple songs. One for each month of the year.
Okay, 12 songs. So how did it go? Did you keep it?
Well, no, I only learned 5 songs. So technically I broke my resolution.
Ah.
But I learned 5 songs, which is so much better than 0 songs.
That is a huge success. That's a perfect example of how partial success is still a win. You learned something.
I really did. And it reminds me not to worry about being perfect. Okay, so our next word is all about that shared excitement countdown.
A countdown. This is simple. It's just counting backward.
10, 9, 8.
Exactly. Right before midnight on December 31st. We call that night New Year's Eve.
And everyone does it together. Everyone stops, looks at the clock, and shouts the numbers. It's this big shared moment of energy.
It is. It makes the new year feel official.
Okay, our third word can be a little confusing because it has 2 very different meanings. The word is toast.
Right. So the first meaning, which you probably know, is just crispy bread.
But that's not what we mean here.
No. In this case, a toast is a special action. It's when you raise your glass of juice, or maybe champagne, and you say something positive before everyone drinks.
Like to happiness and good health.
Exactly that. And we can also use it as a verb, as an action. You can say, let's toast to the new year.
Let's toast our friendship.
Perfect. It's a simple word for a very positive, hopeful action.
And moving on to a really nice festive phrase, ring in the new year.
Ooh, I love this one. It's a classic. It just means to celebrate the arrival of the new year.
And it has a cool history, right? It comes from the old tradition of ringing church bells.
That's right. They would ring the bells really loudly at midnight to scare away the bad spirits from the old year and welcome the good luck in the new one.
So if someone asks you, where did you ring in the new year? They're really just asking.
Where did you celebrate?
Yeah.
But it sounds so much more festive.
It does. Okay, last one for this section. It's an idiom.
An idiom. So a phrase with a special meaning.
The phrase is turn over a new leaf.
Turn over a new leaf. What does that mean?
Well, think about a notebook. If you make a lot of mistakes on one page, you just...
You turn the page.
Right. You turn to a clean new page, a new leaf. So it means to start behaving better, to make a big positive change in your life.
That's a great way to explain it.
So if I used to be really messy, my resolution might be to turn over a new leaf and start cleaning my apartment every week.
Exactly. You know, I have a goal this year to be more patient, especially when technology doesn't work, when the internet stops working.
Oh, that is a tough one.
It is. So my goal is to really turn over a new leaf. Instead of getting angry, the messy old leaf.
Yeah,
I'm going to take a few deep breaths and walk away for a minute. That's my new leaf.
that's a fantastic plan. Okay, so we have our vocabulary toolkit now. We've got resolution, countdown, toast, ring in the new year, and turn over a new leaf.
So now let's see where all these words come to life. Let's talk about the celebration itself. Section 2. Celebrating New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, December 31st. This is the big party night.
It is, and for most people, it's about spending time with friends or family, but it's usually not a very formal, stiff party.
No, it's very relaxed, and we have a great phrase for that. Hanging out.
To hang out. I just mean spending casual, relaxed time together.
You're not following a strict schedule, you're just...
You're just there, eating snacks, maybe playing a game, just chatting while you wait for midnight.
Exactly, just hanging out. But even in a relaxed home, everyone's attention turns to the TV for the iconic countdown.
Yes, the famous ball drop in New York City in Times Square.
This is the image of New Year's in America. Let's describe it. It's this huge, shiny ball covered in lights.
Thousands of lights. And for the last minute of the year, it slowly drops down a very tall pole. It lands exactly at midnight.
And millions of people are watching it. I always think about the people who are actually there.
Oh, I know.
Standing outside in the freezing cold for hours, all packed together.
It's incredible. But for most of us, we're watching from our warm, comfortable homes, which I definitely prefer.
Me too.
Yeah.
So the ball drops, the clock hits midnight, and the whole energy of the room changes.
It really does. What are those first few traditions right at midnight?
Well, first, everyone cheers Happy New Year. Lots of hugs.
Mm-hmm. And then, almost immediately, the toast.
Right. Everyone raises their glass.
There's also often a midnight kiss. You're supposed to kiss someone you care about to have good luck for the whole year.
A nice little tradition, but there are also smaller, more personal family traditions, too. In my family, we have a funny one.
Oh, yeah. Tell us.
My mom always makes us find something broken from the past year, like a cracked mug or something.
Okay.
And right at midnight, we physically throw it out the back door.
No way! I love that. You're literally throwing out the bad stuff.
Exactly. It's a very direct way of letting go.
That's so great. It's a lot like our family tradition. We open the front door right at midnight.
Oh, interesting. Why the front door?
Well, it's very symbolic. The idea is you open the door to let the old year and all of its problems out of the house.
You're letting go of all the negative energy.
Precisely. And at the same time, you're letting the new year, with all its new opportunities and fresh energy, in. You're making space for hope.
I love that. Making a physical space for optimism. It fits perfectly with our blank canvas metaphor.
It does. And then once the door is closed, we do our family toast. My parents always say the same thing.
What's that?
To health, happiness, and another year together. It brings the focus right back to family.
That's really special. And speaking of family traditions, a huge part of this holiday is food.
Which brings us to section 3. The role of lucky foods.
Yes. So before all the midnight excitement, people usually have a big dinner around 7 or 8 p.m.
And the food is chosen very carefully. It's not random.
No, not at all. A lot of these foods are meant to bring good things. People are seeking prosperity.
Let's define prosperity for our listeners. It basically means wealth, success, good fortune.
Right. And a lot of cultures believe that the first thing you eat in the new year can affect your financial luck for the next 12 months.
It's like edible good luck. So what are some examples of these lucky foods?
Well, in coastal areas, a popular choice is seafood. Shrimp, fish, crab.
The thinking is that fish scales look a little bit like coins, like money. And also, fish always swim forward, never backward.
Oh, that's a good symbol for progress.
Exactly. And then in the southern United States, there's a very famous tradition, eating black-eyed peas.
Right, the little beans. People really believe that eating these on New Year's Day will bring them financial luck all year.
It's a very strong tradition. It comes from a time in American history when these beans were a food of survival. So eating them is a way of being grateful for having enough.
That adds so much meaning to it. I will say they're probably eaten more for the tradition than for the taste.
I think you might be right. And we have to talk about the Spanish tradition of the 12 grapes.
Oh, this one sounds so hard. You have to eat 12 grapes right at midnight.
One grape for each chime of the clock, so you have to be incredibly fast.
And each grape represents 1 month of the year. So if you eat them all, you get good luck for all 12 months.
But if you miss one, that month is supposed to be unlucky. Imagine the pressure.
I can't. While everyone else is hugging and toasting, you're just frantically trying to swallow grapes.
And what's funny is that this tradition isn't ancient. It actually started around 1909 when Spanish grape growers had too many grapes.
No.
Yes. They needed to sell them, so they created this good luck tradition. It was a marketing campaign.
That's brilliant. A tradition born from needing to sell more fruit.
It just shows how much we want to find ways to bring good fortune into our lives.
And bringing good fortune isn't just about luck, it's about planning, which moves us perfectly into section 4, realistic resolutions and getting ready.
Okay, so we've talked about what a resolution is, but now let's talk about how to actually make one that you can keep. The most important thing is setting realistic goals.
This is so crucial. If your goal is too big or too vague, you're just setting yourself up to fail.
Right, you're almost planning to break your resolution. Saying you'll become a millionaire by February is not a realistic goal.
No, definitely not. A good goal needs to be specific.
Yes, don't just say, I'll read more. Say, I will read for 20 minutes every night before bed.
And it needs to be measurable. You can count 20 minutes. You can't really count being nicer.
Exactly. And achievable. Is it actually possible for you to do?
And relevant. Do you even want to do this? If you hate running, don't make your resolution to run a marathon.
You'll quit in a week. And finally, it needs a time, a deadline. I will finish this online course by March.
That's a great framework. So my resolution this year is to learn a new language.
Okay, let's test it. How are you making that specific and measurable?
Well, I'm focusing just on conversation practice. My specific goal is to speak for 15 minutes 3 times a week with a language partner online.
Oh, that's brilliant. It's small, it's specific, you can measure it. That's a habit you can actually build.
I hope so. What about you?
My goal is to exercise more regularly. I'm aiming for 3 times a week at the gym.
That's a solid, achievable plan. But what happens when you miss a day? Let's say you have a late meeting and you can't go on Tuesday. Does that mean you failed for the week?
That is the most important question. The old me would say, yes, I failed. I'll start again next week.
And then next week never comes.
Exactly. But the new me, who is turning over a new leaf, has a plan for failure. If I miss Tuesday, I just forgive myself and I move that workout to Saturday. The goal is 3 times total, not 3 perfect days.
Planning for imperfection. That's fantastic advice. And speaking of the gym, we have to talk about the phrase, get in shape.
Yes, you hear this phrase everywhere in January. To get in shape just means to become physically fit and healthy.
It's the perfect summary. What's your resolution? Oh, I want to get in shape.
And what are some other common resolutions people make?
Well, money is a big one. Saving more money, spending less.
Relationships, too. Calling your family more often, being more patient.
And again, a key is choosing something that's really important to you, not just what's popular.
Right, and that's how you avoid the famous gym effect.
Ah, yes. We see it every year. On January 2nd, the gyms are completely full.
They're packed because everyone has decided to turn over a new leaf and get in shape.
But then you go back in March.
And the gym is empty again because all those unrealistic goals were broken.
So it's something to think about. Do you want to start in the January chaos? Or maybe wait until things are quieter?
It's a good question. The important thing is to have a long-term plan.
Exactly. So the party is over, the resolutions are set. What happens the next day? Let's talk about Section 5, New Year's Day, kicking off a fresh start.
New Year's Day, January 1st, is usually very, very quiet. After a late night, most people just want to rest.
Which means it's the perfect day to sleep in.
Oh, yes.
Uh,
Sleep in. One of my favorite phrases. It just means waking up much later than you normally do.
so if you usually wake up at 7 a.m., maybe you'll sleep in until 10 or 11 a.m. It's a day for recovery.
And the whole day has a special feeling. It's quiet. It's fresh. It really feels like a fresh start.
It does. And to talk about how we begin that fresh start, we have a great phrase, kick off.
To kick off something, it means to start it, but in an energetic, positive way.
Right. It's more than just begin. You could say, I'm going to kick off the new year by cleaning my whole apartment.
Or, let's kick off the year with a big family meal.
Hmm.
It implies a decisive, positive first step.
And for many families, that first step is the family brunch tradition.
Yes, brunch. Let's define that. It's that wonderful meal that is a mix of breakfast and lunch.
Usually around 11 a.m. or noon.
New Year's Day, it's a very slow, relaxed meal. Pancakes, eggs, lots of coffee.
Everyone is usually in their most comfortable clothes, just talking about their hopes for the year. It's a very gentle way to kick off the new year together.
It really is. And for those who are resting at home, there are also some TV traditions, like the Rose Parade.
Oh, the one with the incredible floats made of flowers.
Yes, these giant moving platforms where every single surface is covered in real flowers or seas. The artistry is just amazing.
It's beautiful to watch while you're relaxing on the couch.
And for sports fans, there are big American football games all day. It's another great excuse to just hang out.
So really, it's about finding your balance. Some people need to kick off their resolutions right away. They go for a run.
And other people need to rest and sleep in. And both are perfectly okay ways to start painting that blank canvas.
I agree. Now, we've talked a lot about American traditions, but this holiday is celebrated everywhere. Let's go global with Section 6, Global Traditions and the Power of Reflection.
It's so interesting to see the global uniqueness of this holiday. Everyone celebrates the start of a new year, but they do it in such different ways.
Let's start with Scotland. They call their celebration Hogmanay.
And they have a tradition called first footing.
First footing? What's that?
The belief is that the first person to enter your home after midnight, the first foot in your door, brings the luck for the whole year.
So you have to choose that person carefully.
Very carefully. Traditionally, the luckiest person is a tall, dark-haired man.
Why so specific?
Well, historically, a stranger with fair or blonde hair could have been a Viking invader. So a dark-haired man was seen as a friendly local, not a threat.
Wow, that's a fascinating piece of history. And they bring gifts, right?
Yes, symbolic gifts. Coal for warmth, bread so you'll never be hungry, and whiskey for prosperity and celebration.
That's beautiful. Okay, let's go somewhere much warmer. To Brazil.
In Brazil, many people wear all white clothes for peace and a clean start, and they go to the ocean.
And they jump over 7 ocean waves.
That's right. It's a tradition to bring good luck and to honor the goddess of the sea. It's a really joyful, physical celebration.
I love that. And in many Asian countries, the big tradition is cleaning.
A very, very thorough cleaning of the house before New Year's.
And this is more than just making things look nice. It's symbolic. You're trying to sweep away bad luck from the old year.
Exactly. You sweep all the dust and dirt out the back door to make physical space for new good fortune to come in. A clean space for a clean start.
And finally, let's go to Denmark for a very surprising tradition.
Ah, yes. The tradition of breaking plates.
Wait, what? They break plates on purpose.
Yes. On their friends' doorsteps. They save old dishes all year and then smash them outside the homes of people they care about.
Why would that be a good thing?
It's a sign of friendship. The more broken plates you have outside your door on New Year's morning, the more friends you have. It means you are popular and loved.
That is just amazing. All these different traditions, but they all share one goal: to make the next year better.
And that brings us to the final and maybe most important idea, reflection.
Right. It's not just about looking forward to the blank canvas. It's also about looking back at the painting you just finished.
Reflection means thinking carefully about the past year. What happened? What lessons did you learn?
It's so important to think about the challenges you faced and successfully dealt with.
Yes, the challenges you overcame.
To overcome a problem means you conquered it, you beat it. So when you reflect, you should celebrate all the things you overcame.
And crucially, you should think about what you're grateful for.
Grateful. That feeling of being thankful.
Even in a difficult year, there are always things to be grateful for. Your health, your family, small successes.
And when you do that, when you reflect, the new year starts to feel like a real turning point.
It is. It's a global moment where we all have permission to pause, to think, and to reset, to start again.
And that sense of hope, that possibility, is the real magic of it all. No matter what, you get another chance to turn over a new leaf.
We have covered so much today, from resolutions to breaking dishes. Our listeners definitely have a solid toolkit now.
Absolutely. We defined keywords like resolution, countdown, and how to make a toast.
We talked about how to ring in the new year and what it means to turn over a new leaf, plus everyday phrases like hang out, kick off, and of course, how to sleep in.
You now have the language to talk about your plans and your hopes. But to learn, you have to practice. So we have a challenge for you. This is your mandatory call to action.
Here is your challenge. What is the one word or lesson you learned today?
Or, even better, what is your resolution for the new year? Use the vocabulary we learned.
Write it in the comments below. Tell us your goal. You can just start with, my resolution is to, or I want to get in shape.
Please, don't worry about making mistakes. Practicing is how you get better, and we love to read your comments.
Thank you so much for joining us for this conversation. We hope you feel more confident and ready for the holiday.
We wish you health, happiness, and a lot of success in the coming year. May you ring in the new year with joy.
And be kind to yourself if you break your resolution a little bit. Remember, progress is what matters.
Small steps lead to big progress. We'll see you in the next one.
Happy New Year, everyone!